Hey guys, it's Asif at thinkasif.ca, and today I have Juan Laverde from Integrity Mortgage Solutions with us. We're going to be talking about a variety of things, including mortgages and when you're moving from Latin America coming to Canada. So thank you for joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, first of all, do you deal with a lot of clients who come from overseas or come from other places? Where are they coming from typically?
Definitely, not only with clients that are coming from overseas, but clients from Latin America that are already probably established here. So I think we have both sides of the spectrum, and typically the ones that are already here are mostly from countries like Colombia, Ecuador, Salvador. So those immigrants that came back in the 80s and 90s, in that wave of immigration.
Okay.
And the newer ones are coming more from places now like Venezuela, Colombia still, pretty much those two markets mainly, the newer ones.
Why are they coming from there? Like, I didn't hear countries like Mexico or anywhere along Central America. Why is it more so Venezuela and Colombia?
I guess more because of the particular political situation in
those
countries. I guess there's more immigration from those countries, I would say. We still have people from Mexico. I mean, Canada is a great country to live in, and a lot of people, regardless of political situation, want to immigrate here. So we have a little bit of everything still. Mexico is one of the countries that people come from to Canada.
Awesome. So when they come here, before we start delving into the mortgage side, what things do they need to do to actually immigrate here? Like, what things do they need to get up, like bank accounts, or tell me about that?
Yes, I think it's very important that they start by, as you said, opening a bank account, and it's very important to start establishing their credit. Credit, it takes time to build, so I think it's important to get on a quick start to that once you immigrate. So it's pretty good, and usually what I recommend people is go and get a secured credit card at one of the banks. And by secured, it means they would have to put a deposit towards it so they can use it. Right? It could be $500 or $1,000.
That's a start.
But that's a start, right? It doesn't matter at the beginning how big the limit is. It's just getting it started and getting it moving. So you can have one for probably a year, and probably within a year you will receive even an offer from the bank to just get a normal, regular credit card.
So you deal with a lot when your clients are coming here. You tend to set them up, like you have the connections at the bank, so you can guide them in the right direction.
Definitely, we have connections at different banks, and depending on where they're located or their particular needs, then we refer them to one or the other bank where they could start this process of getting their credit established.
Okay. So I mean, now that we're talking about credit and stuff like that, let's focus more on the mortgage side. That's your forte. What are some of the challenges that you have with clients immigrating here within the Latin community that you have to work through to help them out?
Right. Well, I think the first challenge is what we just said, is getting that credit established. If they're just new to the country, I think that is the biggest challenge, is getting that credit established. You need at least 2 years of established credit to be able to qualify for a mortgage, given that the other factors are also in line, which is employment and down payment. We can talk about that later. But when it comes to credit, which is I think the first challenge, it's just what we said. It's just get a quick start when you get here, get it established. So within 2 years, you have a credit that is good enough for the banks to start looking, or other lenders or other institutions, for them to start looking at a mortgage approval for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would say credit is the first one. Jobs usually not, because Latin people were very hardworking people. So I think we get here right away to start working a job and start producing for our families. So usually, jobs is not a problem. It's just a matter of the income at the beginning. How much can they afford with what they earn?
Gotcha. Right? Okay. Fair enough. So let's say you have your clients coming over here, and you've been doing this business for quite some time. If I was to ask one of your clients, why do you deal with one? What are some of the big things that they'll come back and say, I deal with one because?
Well, I would say, first of all, and the obvious one is the language. I can speak their language as well.
Yes.
I sometimes, and I hear it even from people that have been here for a while and speak English good enough, and they still feel more comfortable dealing with someone in their language, so that they can explain all the legal terminology that could get a little bit confusing. For them, it's better to be spoken in their own language. So I think that's probably the first one and the obvious one. And with time, I think people find out that I'm really looking into their best interest. I've been, as you said, for a while now in the industry. I've worked for banks before as a mortgage agent as well. And now here on the broker side, we really look, as you know, into the best interest for the client. We're not working for a bank. We're not working for a particular institution. We're working for our clients.
Gotcha.
And I think once they overcome that first misconception that going to the bank is the safest and the best way to get a mortgage, for example, once they understand that that might not really be the case, and work with us, then they realize that was the good option.
So maybe there's a lot of education and
there
part
is.
you have to teach them and educate them, show them the options, and show them the differences.
Exactly, because when you go to a bank, that's the only offer you will get, just whatever their rates and their products are, and that's it. When you're dealing with us, you will get a portfolio of different lenders that will offer you the best product for your particular situation, the best rates, the best terms, everything. So
perfect.
You have a lot more options, and it's definitely something to consider. And once people work and understand that, they just keep coming and referring people to us.
Excellent. Well, that's all we have time for today. But Juan, thank you again for joining us today.
No, thank you.
If you need to get a hold of Juan, his information is there at the end of this video. So thanks again, and all the best, guys.
Thank you.